This will be the final time I'm going to make a video on Dino Charge's finale. The horse is heading into space at this point. Normally, I go for fixing the whole season that's failed, but this finale is the culprit. If the rest of the season had aired as is, and if the finale had been average, it would have been a meh season. It lost quality from season 1, but I wouldn't complain about it. Other fixed episodes, I would add stuff, change things, nearly doing a whole rewrite. Plot-wise, I want to keep all the beats that the finale hits. All I want to fix is how we get to each one. What they did in the finale is good, it's just that there's no binding logic. Everything will end up the same, including the dinosaur ending. I don't want that gone. Having dinosaurs with Santa hats, that's what PR does. But this also means I won't be including the Talon Ranger in the episode either, but I will acknowledge it.
Sledge is revealed earlier.
Sledge's ultimate plan needs to be set up in the middle of the season. What could have happened was once Heckle failed staying undercover to the Rangers, Fury would begin to not trust him. This is where Sledge's reveal happens. Both of them meet in a secret location over the remaining episodes where Sledge discusses the chiller plan. Instead of these special chillers being on board the ship the whole time, they're just normal chiller eggs. They need the power of the Dark Energem to be supercharged. We know the Energem was sealed away on Sentai 6. Sledge, with the help of Fury, steals a communications device where he contacts Doomwing and the others, baiting them to Earth. They blow up Sentai 6, stealing the gem like they did. Using Fury's knowledge when he was stuck on Earth for millions of years, he knows the best places you can put those eggs without detection. Sledge double-crosses Doomwing and the others, stealing the Energem for a short time to get the energy while the Xenowing Doomwing arc happens like it did, without anyone knowing. I would put a comedy bit here where they had a small window to take the gem, Poisandra spots Sledge, everyone goes nuts, but then go into serious mode, pulling the plan off.
Towing Earth is the cliffhanger.
The way the finale was structured, it should have been 3 parts. We had this whole trying to destroy the Energem in part 1, then we had the towing and destruction of Earth, with the final act going back in time in part 2. This is too much stuff. It compromised important moments. Part 2 should have been solely the enactment of the chiller eggs and Sledge beginning to tow the planet out of orbit. This is where the whole planet freezing up could happen. See the Rangers attempt to locate where each egg is. Most of the Zords are destroyed trying to do this. Maybe he sent out false signals, so say the T-Rex Zord was melted in acid, while we end on the planet moving away. With the last-ditch plan of getting rid of the Dark Gem is considered since the chiller eggs were powered up by it. Destroying it might weaken them. Kill the source, kill the spell logic.
Satellite fight.
Having the satellite and the Rangers gems destroy the Dark Gem is good. The whole involvement of the people needs to be removed. There's just no way to fix that. The first half of the episode will be about deploying the satellite while Sledge's ship sends out fighters. These fighters are modified landing pods that Sledge, Fury, and Crunch were building in secret, justifying why they didn't use fighters for the 2 years. This delays everything. The satellite takes damage, so the Terrorzord puts itself in front of weapons fire, getting a similar vibe to Magna Defender, while the Plesiozord takes them down. After the fight, the Terrorzord functions, but it's in a really bad shape. The Rangers succeed, the gems blow up, creating the black hole, which Earth and Sledge are sucked in. Everyone is presumed dead. We see shards of the Dark Energem floating in space with the evil energy vanishing. The Rangers are told the time travel secret by Keeper. They head back in time to prevent all this from happening, with the gem shards getting pulled into the portal.
Fury is killed by Ivan.
In the original episode, the Rangers get to the past separated, but there's no real reason why one side took longer. That's why I added in the Terrorzord being damaged. They have to work their way out of the destroyed Zord. The only other thing I'm changing is Tyler and Ivan are in the Terrorzord together, while Kendall and the others are in the Plesiozord who find past Keeper. This way, both Tyler and Ivan get to fight Fury together. With this being a 3-parter, the fight is extended and be more personal. The whole bomb joke still happens. Tyler keeps Fury busy, talking how they know him, what his future self did, while Ivan finds the bomb, throws it at him, using his finisher to set it off, getting rid of Fury.
Xenowing dies.
At the end of the day, Xenowing got nothing to do once Doomwing was gone. It was really bad when he had one line in the finale. I want to give him a big moment in the last episode of the season. The dual plan of taking over Sledge's ship still happens. Sledge grows big, the Rangers activate the tractor beam, pulling Sledge into space, but they can't leave orbit. He's too big. They try everything, even release the asteroids. The ship still won't move. Heckle thinks up a plan to overload the engines, but he needs to stay behind to keep the safeties off manually, thanks to Sledge damaging the ship trying to break free. This is where Heckle proves himself. Everyone heads to the plesiosaur being emotional. Zenowing stops, looks back, walks over, and says, "You're needed more than me." Zenowing pushes him out of the bridge and seals the door. Heckle boards, and they escape as Sledge's ship blows up. I pictured a homage to Return of the Jedi seeing the explosion on Earth. The shockwave throws the plesiosaur around. At the same time, the asteroids left in orbit head down to Earth.
Dinosaurs come to the present.
As the asteroids rain down on the planet, the plesiosaur is destroyed by bombardment. The Rangers need to get back to the present when Keeper tells them they can't because the dark energy of this time period exists. They can't escape Earth with the Zords being destroyed. They have no conventional out. Heckle internalizes everything he was forced to do throughout the season and sees Zenowing's sacrifice as a waste. He yells with grief. The leftover shards of the dark energy from the alternate timeline respond. They float over to him and emit a burst of energy. The dark energy that's left on Sentai 6 is drawn like a magnet, rocketing through the galaxy, appearing in front of Heckle. The shards merge with the dark gem, releasing its evil energy into him. Acting like a sieve, this joining of good and evil nullifies each other, bonding him to the gem. Heckle confused how Zenowing knew this was possible. I'm implying being merged with Snide gave him the ability to do this. Keeper is able to reopen the time portal. Now remember that the Rangers flew in with their Zords. The portal reopens huge compared to them. Everyone rushes in as the place gets wiped out, mirroring what happens in the pilot. Now let me explain this time travel logic. The show runs with the grandfather paradox, no parallel universes, no bootstrap paradox, nothing else. Since the Rangers successfully stopped Sledge in the past, that means everything that has happened in season 1 and 2 got erased. Earth was restored and life moved on. The Energems being able to control time keeps the Rangers anchored in the universe. Their memories and what they've learned are intact. The Energems also merge this time period's version of them with themselves, just like the Dark Energem merged with itself. So they also have the memories of this changed time period. While the Rangers' families are different, Heckle's planet is not gone anymore. No Dark Energem on the planet, no reason for it to blow up. Now about that dinosaur ending. It's really simple. When the Rangers ran through the portal, a few of them followed through to get away from the explosions. That's it. We now have 2 Brachiosaurus and a few others to put in a zoo. The timeline's intact, MMPR and DT can happen, museums for dinosaur bones make sense, and the Rangers still have their powers. The only losses are the Zords, which they could recreate if needed. And the other Sledge and Co. don't exist to come back in Ninja Steel. Boo-hoo. Heckle becomes a Keeper, like in the original episode. Keeper suggests this from his actions, so he'll travel around the galaxy for planets that need help, while Riley points out one thing as they walk away. So if Heckle is bonded to an Energem, isn't he a Power Ranger now? Leaving the door open for a future story. Roll credits. Problems with the original episode is just time and logic. Part 2 was crammed with too much stuff, and to get everything to work, the writers ignored all the problems they caused with the time travel part. The ending is pure PR. The show has to be goofy and lighthearted every now and again. It just needed to get there better. I wanted to see the planet slowly freeze. You need to see that. The desperation of the Rangers failing. With the Rangers in the Wild Force finale, they lost their Zords, it was raining, and everyone was giving up. This is where all the stuff they went through pays off. That was the type of moment they needed here. They tried to do it when the Earth got sucked into the black hole, but everything was rushed. I know my ending would be more expensive, with showing Zords being destroyed, the space fight, but I would happily take 2 more bottle or clip shows to get a better ending. I want to respect what the writers came up with, even though I hated that the Talon Ranger not being used, but it would have been too much. Even with my idea of expanding the finale to 3 parts, introducing a new Ranger here would not work. He'd have to get the power in the middle of the season. What do you think on how I fix this? I didn't like cutting out the people moment. The image of everyone helping was cool, but it just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, they don't have digivices. How would you fix End of Extinction? Would you just drop the time travel plot, stick to a more conventional ending, or focus on the Talon Ranger as a main thing? New episodes every Monday, fan commentaries every Tuesday. Next week, ideas on a Power Rangers Super Sentai crossover. Sorry about not including stills in the video. Due to past fair use abuses from the various companies involved, I no longer feature them. Thank you for understanding. See you in the next video.